Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with an instant match reaction to Newcastle United's demolition of Everton at Goodison Park. That's right. The lads have just rolled out a 4-1 victory against the Toffees. I'm trying not to be too smug. As you can see, I've been scalped tonight, or trimmed the thumbnail, as the Everton fans decided to say to me in the match video, or the rant video that I did against Everton. But yeah, so the lads were absolutely tremendous tonight. Unbelievable. We're going to get stuck right into, just how good that game was and how well the lads played. Just before we do, a little reminder, if you're new to the channel, just check us out for the first time, consider subscribing. We'd love you to come and join us. We're over 3,040 subscribers now. Loads more room for you guys and ever more. We've had loads of new subs, and there's some really good feedback and comments from some fantastic people, including some very big name YouTubers today. So thank you so much to everybody who takes the time to comment. We really appreciate that. Had some very nasty comments from Everton fans as well, but I'm not sure they'll be saying too much tonight, mind. I think it might be a bit quiet, but if they do fly in the comments, I'll be ready to block as quick as Daniel LaRusso against a Cobra Kai. But let's get stuck in. We are live tonight. We've got a few comments already in there. George is there. That was immense, George. Absolutely, mate. William's in the house. Hello to you too, mate, as well. And yeah, George, you are. I have had my ears lowered, mate. Yes, I need to try and sort whatever I can with this bonnet out. It is fading fast. I'm a little bit like Shearer in early match of the day, mate. So I'll go full Shearer soon enough, I'm pretty sure, as the months go by. But let's get stuck in then, obviously. So hell of a performance from the lads tonight. Obviously, changes to the lineup. This is how we lined up. A couple of changes there, notable changes. Some question marks about it on Twitter, which there normally always is. But I think it was quite smart use of the squad, really. So Callum Wilson came in for Alexander Isak. Callum's got an unbelievable record against Everton, even better after tonight. We're going to get stuck into that in a minute. Obviously, Miggy came in for Murphy, and the big one was Matty Targett came in for Dan Burn, which I think wasn't too bad of an idea. Dan Burn has looked a bit tired recently, but apparently was a bit poorly through the week as well. So that's why Targett started. But starting the game itself, it was interesting because there was loads of talk about obviously the atmosphere, the Everton fans making it, this kind of cauldron, going for this cup final vibe. There was even this weird shit of the Everton players coming to the ground in the bus, and people setting off blue smoke and fireworks and all this other crap that was going on outside of the ground. I mean, the Geordies were just the Geordies. I saw them on Twitter. There was no planned fights or dodgy meetups. It was just Geordies doing what they do best, hit the local pub, having a few beers, and singing Evermore, really. So fucking fair play to everybody who did that. But yeah, so obviously Everton were hoping that was going to get them fired up, and they did start quite well, to be fair. They started with a bit of passion, with a bit of fire. They were rattling into tackles. I mean, the very first one, I think, Dominic Calvert-Lewin does to Botman. He kind of smashes into Botman, puts Botman down a bit. And what I love about Botman is when things like this happen to him, it's almost like he instantly learns on the job. He's like some kind of robot from the future that just adapts to his surroundings. And he got rattled by Calvert-Lewin. And he thought, right, okay, this is the game it's going to be. I'll sort you after that. And after that, really, Calvert-Lewin didn't get anywhere near him, really. There was a couple of moments where he nearly got through, but by and large, Shaw and Botman had him kind of sorted, really. But we were a bit sloppy in possession, I think, in the first half. There was a bit of rash passing going on. I thought Miggy was quite poor with his use of the ball. I know he's just coming back from injury, but he lost the ball quite a bit. And a lot of the lads were just kind of rushing the passes. It was getting a little bit sloppy, a little bit frantic, which is a word one of my mates, Woody, used when he was texting me through the game. It was a bit frantic, a little bit, not normally what Newcastle would do. But I think the whole tactics really from Eddie was to just soak up the pressure, let Everton almost burn themselves out, and then just play the football that we know how to play. And on 28 minutes, that's exactly what happened. Nice bit of play. The first time we really got the ball down and moved, Miggy was involved, sprays the ball out to Joe Linton. Lovely bit of wing play, cuts inside, ball drops to, the serial poacher that is Callum Wilson, toe pokes in the back of the net, and 1-0 down. And you can pretty much just see Everton collapsing, really. Just, they don't score goals, and you think they're 1-0 down. They're now going to score 2 goals to win this game, and they need to win this game. And I just didn't fancy them ever at all to come back, no matter how many little snippet chances that they had. I mean, no matter how much BT Sports commentators as well were trying to root them on, by the way. That was the most one-sided, impartial fucking commentary I've ever heard in my life. The way they were talking about Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you thought he was Zlatan in his prime. Yeah, it was embarrassing that by BT. They don't normally set good standards for punditry. Lindsay aside, who's obviously a Geordie, the rest of them are just fucking dreadful, really. But yeah, so we 1-0 up. And I thought once we were 1-0 up, I think that was pretty much us, which is what Carl had said on the Evermore podcast on Wednesday night. If we went a goal in front and we controlled the game, we would probably end up winning it quite comfortably, which is exactly what happened, really. So, I mean, just before that, Calvert-Lewin gets a chance. He breaks to the back four. He breaks clear the back four. Lovely finish, to be fair, and lovely little dink finish over the top of Pope. But he's a mile offside. His arms offside. He's leaning forward. And the taking ages, they're drawing the lines. The impartial commentators again are going, "Oh, what about Botman? What about Botman?" I'm sorry, but he was a fucking mile offside. Ray Charles could have seen he was a mile offside, and he did get flagged offside. And then obviously we go in at half time. We're 1-0 up. You don't really fancy Everton's chances to come back into the game. I mean, they came out in the second half, and the tactics were really just to kick people, really. I mean, sure, Longstaff was getting kicked all over the fucking shop. There was one point where Sean Longstaff got nailed in the box, so much so that they even went to VAR to look for a penalty. And that fucking little T-Rex armed Mackem twat as Jordan Pickford goes to pick him up as if he's time wasting. He's on the floor saying, "I've just had my fucking ankle rattled." And he's trying to pick him up. The ref never booked him either. And then Sean gets nailed again a couple of times, and the Everton players are picking them up, and the ref's still not reaching for a yellow card. I thought the referee was really poor tonight. And he was very lucky that game didn't end up with someone getting seriously hurt, because it could have easily been, because I thought the ref was really shit. But as it happens, it didn't need to worry about the referee, really. So, the game goes on. Everton are trying to get back into it, trying to, get a few chances in there. We get a few chances in there. Joe Willock's looking lively. He's looking really good. And then he bombs down that wing. Lovely bit of wing play again. That deceptive pace Joe Willock's got, I love it. It's almost like everybody still thinks he's not as quick as he is. He bursts clear of his man. Lovely little dink ball back. Headed by Joe Litton, who was immense today as well. Back of the net. Vamos, him and Bruno shouting Vamos at the crowd. Just class. And there's no way back for Everton for that, for me. No way back at all. You're right, George. It could have easily been 6-1, mate. Could have easily been 6-1. Mark is loving it, laughing his head off about these these salty taffies. There wasn't many of them left by a full time, was it, to be fair? I'm getting to your comment in a minute, William. So obviously that goes in. We're 2-0 up. Everton looked dead and buried, to be fair. No ideas. Haven't got a clue what they're doing. They haven't got the quality on the pitch. And then the ball falls to Wilson on the edge of the box, and he hits this fucking unbelievable curling shot in the top corner. 3-zip. Good night, and it's lights out. It's completely lights out for Everton. It looks that way. They score from a corner. God knows how that happened. Corner from Dwight McNeil, I think it was, goes in the back of the net, and they then bring in Alexander Isak off the bench. And just getting to your comment there, William. Holy shit! I mean, Alexander Isak is so good. He is so good. I don't even think we know how good he is. I mean, a full pre-season and a full season. What is this lad going to do? He comes off the bench, and the only way to describe it is he takes the living piss out of Everton. He pulls them in, suckers them in, drops a little shoulder, bursts the pace, stops it again, slows down the play, bursts the pace again in the box, gets it across. Jacob Murphy come on as well, taps it in for 4-1. And it's just scenes, man. Absolute scenes. I'd love to be in that away end. Limbs just flying everywhere. Everton fans are escaping quicker than people trying to get off the Titanic. I'm not sure what was sinking quicker, Everton or the Titanic, but man, honestly, just absolute beautiful. Because I must admit, yes, we poked the bear a little bit with the Everton video. I'm not going to get too much into having a go at fans and stuff, because I don't want them all flying in the comments again. But what a horrible fan base they've been on Twitter and stuff, man. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, really, but there's guys who do YouTube channels and they're dedicated to their craft and fair play. Just putting pictures on a traveling and getting threatened to get stabbed and shit like that, man. I mean, do yourself a favour, man. It's a football game, for fuck's sake. And your football team is shit. It's not Newcastle's fault that you're shit and we're really good. We've been where you've been. Hopefully one day you might be where we are, which is much better than you are, and going for the Champions League. So, yeah, as a few of the guys are saying, yeah, that Isak for Murphy's goal was absolutely class. David has got no sympathy for Everton. He's saying bye-bye. Alan is rightly so saying Isak's run across the line. And I'm just thinking about it again. It was absolutely class. As Mark says, Isak is sensational. He's going to be an absolute superstar. Yeah, he really is. What we've got here, so we've got hi, fantastic match. Everton players were dirty, their tactics. Isaac magnificent. Did a live watch along for the first time. Excellent broadcast feed. Rock the two. Now, good on you, mate. I hope it went well for you, pal. Great game for you to cover. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here. That's 10 goals in 2 games for Newcastle United. And Jacob Murphy's got fucking 3 of them. Like, what world are we living in? What world are we living in right now? Well, we've got 10 goals in 2 games. We're prime position for Champions League. I can always hear the music playing. And Jacob Murphy has 3 goals in 2 games. Wow. Just give Eddie Howe manager of the season right now over anybody else. I don't give a shit what Arteta does. He ain't win the league, that's for sure, because he shit the bed there. So just give it Eddie. Eddie is the man. How can he get these guys playing as well as he was, man? Unbelievable. Well, coming there from George saying, I'm afraid Almiron was off the pace, very ineffective. He was, to be fair. Miggy did not look himself at all today. He looked like the Miggy of old, losing the ball a lot. I thought he put Trippier under a lot of pressure as well. So I'm not sure what's going on. But Murphy comes on again, does the job, George. So, for me, Murphy starts against Southampton. I think Miggy just wasn't quite at the races today. I totally agree with you, Rockatoon. A brilliant strike by Shaw. We thought it was going to get even better. Shaw gets the ball at the edge of the box, and Shaw's capable of that. Everton players completely not even paying attention, not switching on at all. Shaw hits a thunder bastard, kills it in the back of the net, and you're thinking 5-1. I was laughing my knackers off at this point. I really was. Then you go back, and you had to go way back, and then way back again. You needed a TARDIS to go back this far on VAR to realise that Dan Burn was offside, and then they ruled it out. I honestly thought they felt sorry for Everton at this point. The referee, the officials were shit. So I'm just really glad that nobody got seriously hurt, because there were some bad tackles flying in from Everton. The one on Trippier. Is it from is it Malenko? Malenko, the right back, flew in on Trippier really badly. I said Sean got snapped a few times. No sympathy from the referee or anything. He didn't get any treatment when he got injured. So I'm pretty sure Eddie and Jason Tyndall have something to say about that as well. We've got Ian in the comments saying, yeah, what a result. Couldn't be happier doing that to Everton. Absolutely, mate, absolutely. And we've got another one there. Mark saying, shithousen from NUFC social media. Oh, I love it, mate. Absolutely love it. The social media for the club is incredible. Now, I've not had a chance to look, so I've just jumped straight on here. But honestly, man, I love it. I absolutely love it. Not sound like Keegan, but I've got to the point with Everton. That's not just me. There's loads of other clubs who are like this as well. They're such a horrible fan base that, and I don't know what it is with them. I don't know if they're just pissed off that they're in the position that they're in. We were when we were there under Mike Ashley, but we never lashed out at other fans the way they're lashing out at other fans. I mean, I saw little snippets of like the spaces that they're in. I don't get involved with that crap. Some of the boys on the channel do, but more from a sycophantic point of view. I'm talking about you, Mr. Forster. I just don't bother. I can't be arsed with it. But they were jumping on Newcastle fans and they give them the microphone. There was a little bit of back and forth. Some kid saying he was going to knock somebody out, even though he's 29 stone or something like that. I'd be amazed he could even swing his arm without having a triple bypass. But that's by the by. So this will quieten them down. I think this will probably humble them a little bit. Newcastle United are one of the informed teams in the Premier League. Make no mistake about it. Nobody wants to play us. I don't care who you are. Even if you're a City, you wouldn't fancy playing us the form that we're in right now. Or even though City are amazing, best team in the league probably. But we could take anybody on at the minute the way we're playing, with the confidence we've got, with a fully fit team, with Isaac doing stuff like that, Wilson in the goals, Bruno in the middle, Joe Linton playing the way he's playing, man. The back four that we've got, Pope and the sticks. Why wouldn't you back us to get a result against anybody? So the fact that this mob thought they were going to do us tonight, do yourself a favour, man. Honestly, you'll be playing the Championship next season with that football. You'll have that fancy new stadium, and you'll be hosting Luton Town or something like that. So, and a couple more comments there coming through. We've got Lee Kelly saying, yeah, brilliant. Isaac showing the skills. Absolutely, mate. Again, Isaac was just unbelievable. And Spurs and Man United drew. Fantastic result for us then, William. That's ideal. Ideal. It's 2-2, says Rock Platoon. That's a great result for us in the top 4 race. I just think we're absolutely in pole position here. You look at the other games. Mark saying, screw them, tearing them, they deserve it. Yeah, Mark's not happy with the Everton fans, I must admit. I'm trying to be a little bit subdued because I don't fancy all the abuse in the channel comments again. But it was made up for by a really nice comment from a proper YouTuber, a guy with more subscribers than we could even possibly imagine. So that did make my day. So thank you to that main man there who did that. What is Paul saying? Quick question. No, it's not, Paul. I don't do that, mate. I keep my LinkedIn separately for work purposes, mate. I don't want to tie the two up together, mate. It's not what I do on that one, mate. And PK loves the old LinkedIn, but I keep that solely for business, mate. Mark is just saying, yeah, not at the moment, not ever, Mark, not ever. I don't want to do that. Go a can of worms there, Paul. Tiger Studios in the comments said Isaac is world class. Honestly, mate, he really, really is. He just looks better and better every time you see him. I mean, he walked on that pitch today, and he was streets ahead of anybody really on that pitch to do what he did there with that run. I mean, obviously they were tired legs, Everton back four at the end there, but I mean, oh, fucking hell, I mean, the skill and the audacity and the arrogance to do what he did, man, for that goal is just absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to see him murder Southampton at the weekend as well. Yeah, Ian's got a great comment there as well. The runs by Willock and Isak were quality. You just know the goals coming. Howe's having to pick between Isak and Wilson is tough. Absolutely, mate. I love that volley as well that Willock tried. He flicked it up and curling volley. I mean, what a strike that was. What a goal that would have been. It would have been right there for goal of the season, I think. Willock's got to be in that England squad soon enough. He's got to be knocking at the door, man. We've got Alan in the comments. Good to see you, Alan. Yeah, the season's starting to be a great season, if not already. I think you could end it now, Alan. We'd probably say it is a great season. But I think the way we're playing right now, you've got to hope for that top four position, man. You really have to. If we were to throw this away, I think we'd rightly so be pissed off. Words are not needed for trolls. Absolutely, mate. I love your little collection of emojis there, mate. Absolutely. We've got another comment there from Brian saying, "Big up, mate." Yeah, the ref was crap. I do agree, Brian. The ref was awful. I don't think he had control of the game from minute one. It's just a really good job that there was no really bad tackles that went into the point where a decision had to be made. The Longstaff penalty one would have been soft. I think if Sean gets there maybe 5 yards further forward into the box, and I think it's a Stonewall penalty. But because he was kind of going out of play a little bit, looked like he was losing control of the ball, it was an easy decision for them to make. We've got a sensible Monica saying the greatest assist in our history. I didn't even celebrate. I was in shock. Honestly, mate, you're right. I don't think I've quite took it in. I think I'm going to have to watch the replay again. I saw him dancing around and I was thinking, what's he doing? And then I just saw the Everton bodies just like flying all over the place. And I thought, these guys haven't got a clue what he's doing here. And he's in the box and bang, and he gets that goal. Just, I love Murphy's reaction again. Another great Murphy meme, just laughing and pointing at him, just saying how class he was as well. Yeah, great comment there, Mark. That air siren before the game was that a warning to their own fans that shit football was about to land like a bomb from the World War, just massive big shit in the pile of Goodison Park pitch. I mean, what the fuck were they trying to do, man? Blue smoke and fireworks and air raids. I mean, it's not World War II. Jesus Christ, man. And if it was, you lot would have been lambs to the slaughter straight away. You'd have been the ones that send out to make the snipers empty their rounds because you were completely dead, Everton. When that second goal went in. Good night. Kevin in the comments, yeah, good to see you, Kevin. Yeah, another fab win, absolutely. We've got Sophia in the comments. Yeah, oh my God, Isaac is incredible. He really is, Sophia. We're starting to run out of superlatives for the guy. I just cannot wait until he gets a full season under his belt. How many goals is he? How many goals do you think he'll get next season, everybody in the comments? If he has a good preseason and stays fit, what, 20, 25? It's got to be over 20. Surely aiming for 25. Yeah, trolls, absolutely. Get in, mate. 100% well said. Peter as well, get in there, up the mags. Absolutely, Peter. It was an absolutely brilliant brilliant result. And I have just give you a shout out, mate. There you go, mate. There you go. We are the Geordies. We love to give shout outs to Evermore. We don't just ignore your comments, mate. That's what we do. I'm like a comment ninja, me. Not too many martial arts comments tonight. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I try to do. I try to get as many comments in as I possibly can. What we've got here in the comments, if not a draw, who would you prefer to win? Spurs or Man U? I think that's already been decided. Or if it wasn't a draw, that's a good question. Probably Man U, because I'd rather keep Spurs well away from us. I'm not bothered if we finish third or fourth, really. So yeah, I would have rather Man U had won, really, because at least we could have kept Spurs miles away from knocking us out the top four. Probably Simon would have been what I thought. Another comment there from Alan saying, "I've never had any hatred against Everton until last year." That was exactly me as well. I didn't mind Everton. I used to quite like them. And then last year, they just become horrible, didn't they? Yeah, when they beat us last year, couldn't understand it. Now want them relegated, simple as that. I don't think anybody wants them in the league. I said this in my video that we did end up but did end up taking down or making it private, so we couldn't get any more comments because it was just loads of just slagging off comments, and we just couldn't be arsed with it. So we just said, "Ah, fuck it, just leave it." But I mean, they're not a nice fan base, and their club is stinking up the Premier League. I like Sean Dyche, and if or when they go down, I hope they keep Sean Dyche because it'll be the same as us in Villa in the Championship. Get yourself in the Championship, sort yourself out, and come back up. And you'll be better for it, and maybe those Everton fans will calm the fuck down a little bit and stop acting like they're a self-entitled fan base like they are. Good comment there from Alan saying Eddie just watched the exact replay with a bigger grin than mine. I love it, mate. Honestly, I love Eddie's reactions to these things. Well, the Man U game hasn't finished yet, says Mark. So, God. I see, because I'm on here. I don't know, Mark. You're my man in the chair, mate. You tell me. I do agree with you there, Peter, mate. Another shout out. Isak is fire. Absolutely. He is unbelievable, is Alexander Isak. What a player he is, man. It's just incredible. We've got him as well. 63 million quid. I mean, what a player for 63 million quid. Looks like an absolute bargain. It really, really does. Again, yeah, good shout there for Gordon, Georgie. He come on. It was quite funny in the Evermore chat group because we were absolutely begging for the Eddie Howe shithousery of bring Gordon on, get Gordon on, just to wind these fuckers up. I'm not sure how many of them were still left by the time Gordon come on, because a lot of them disappeared very early, and I'm sure Twitter will be quiet tonight in terms of Everton fans giving anybody abuse and Newcastle fans abuse after they got their arsehole handed to them. But Gordon come on. I love the little smile that he pulled. I think Wilson was having a bit of crack in his ear. I can't wait to hear the Footballers Football podcast as well after Wilson's bagged a brace there. Brace in your faces, him and Mikel Antonio say he'll be full of beans on that one again. But Gordon was smiling when he come on, and again he looked lively. He was in the play. He was using that pace. He was trying to get stuck in. And I do think we will see the best of Gordon going forward. This was a big game for him, and he did come on. He kept his head. It helped that we were winning massively at the time, but he didn't do anything stupid. He didn't fly any daft tackles. He didn't get wound up. He got a couple of bangs in the shoulder. I think was it Godfrey tried to bang him a couple of times. They went in late on Elliot Anderson as well a couple of times. I noticed that as soon as he come on. But that was a little bit naughty. But yeah, fair play to Gordon. I think he kept his head quite well there in the short spell that he was on there. Yeah, Bruno's ankle. Yeah, you're right, Peter. Bruno's ankle is a worry, but I mean, how good was he again tonight, man? It was funny because my wife was in the room watching at the time. She was watching something else, and somebody ripped Bruno's shirt. And she said, "Oh, they've ripped his shirt." And I said, "That's the only way they can stop him." And when you looked at the replay, they were just pulling. I can't remember who the player was, or Nana or something, was just pulling Bruno's shirt, and he ended up ripping Bruno's shirt because you couldn't get anywhere near him because he's so good. But what I love about him and Joe Linton in that midfield is that they're very different. Bruno's more of a kind of a technical, player. He gets the ball down, he makes those little moves, he drops his shoulder, he moves around. And Joe Linton's just pure power. He just runs at people, gets that ball and runs at people. And Willock's kind of a combination of both at the minute. So I love that. And Sean's obviously the running man, the grafter in the midfield that allows them to go and express themselves. So we've got a really good balance in there. Obviously when it comes to the summer and you're going to sign players, you don't upset that balance, do you really? But they're all playing so well at the moment. But I mean, man of the match, I might as well get into man of the match before we'll get some more of your comments in there. For me, man of the match was Callum Wilson. I've got to give it to Callum Wilson. I thought he led the line really well. I think in the first half, when things were getting a bit sticky, a bit dirty, a bit filthy, and Everton were trying to turn that game that way. Wilson held the line really well. He held the ball up really well. Lovely flick-ons, sucking in the centre half, pulling them out of position. Did really well. Took his goal brilliantly as a goal poacher. The seconds absolutely class. Always showed for the ball, and I thought he did a superb job up front leading the line. So I'm going Callum Wilson. Let me know what you guys think in the comments who your man of the match was. I mean, it could have been 2 or 3 of them. Joe Linton was mint again, to be fair. Willock was class again, Little shout out for Matty Target. I think he did all right. I think Matty Target did okay. He got absolutely battered for pace against Iwobi at one point. And I think that was rusty legs. But generally, I thought Target looked all right coming in. I like the fact that he was taking some corners as well, because it takes Trippier a little bit off that. So let us know what you guys think about Matty Target, whether you thought he played all right, in the game, because it was a long time since he'd come out. A couple more comments there. Joel, gutted for Fabi, absolutely, mate. But 4-1 is more than acceptable result, mate. Absolutely more acceptable result. Big shout out for Rich. Rich is an Everton fan in the comments. Congrats, Newcastle. We are down. Yeah, it's not looking good for you, Richo. To be fair, mate, I said this before, Rich. You're a good guy. You come on our show all the time, and you always whack comments, and you're more than welcome here, mate. You're not get set about any of us lot in here. I think you're one of the Everton fans who, probably remember what Everton were before you were bought and had all that money and started to think you were something more than you are. You're a realistic Everton fan, much like we were realistic Newcastle fans, even when we got bored. So yeah, it is going to be a tough ask for you, mate, I think, but it could be anybody's league to stay in down there. It's so tight down there, mate. So you've still got games to do it. You just need to, try and string a game or two together. I mean, that Bournemouth game is massive for you guys, Rich. If you can go to that Bournemouth game with a chance at the end of the season, it could be one of them, Jonas Gutierrez moments for you guys where somebody keeps you up in the league and you can rebuild again under a good manager, I think, in Dyche, mate. But yeah, good luck with everything, mate. But, you were beaten by the much better team tonight, absolutely, as you know, mate, as well. Alan's saying 4 of our next 5 games at home. And the last game against Chelsea, Champions League is in our hands. Absolutely. It's a weird one with Chelsea because I was thinking, and I said this on Evermore on Wednesday, that they might get a bit of a bounce with the new manager, but by the sound of it, Pochettino's not going to come on until the end of the season. I kind of understand that because he doesn't want to be tagged with 2 or 3, 4 games of shitness before he takes over as a fresh canvas. So he's just leaving poor Frank Lampard to burn while he takes it on. And Chelsea could be in 14th or something, but it will affect their ability to sign players, I think. People talk about Harry Kane. Is Harry Kane really going to sign for a team that's not in the Champions League? Even if Pochettino's there, it remains to be seen. It really does. But fuck Chelsea. We're going to be in the Champions League and they won't. And, we will enjoy it a lot more. And so will Europe. Let's be honest with you. Newcastle fans will be much more fun to have in their cities than the Chelsea fans. We'll drink more beer as well. We'll boost their economy. So, that's the way to be. Get your passports checked, everybody. Yes, Mark, Spaces should be fun tonight too as well. I'm sure that Mr. Forster is already in there. I'm sure he will either jump in the comments or put it in our WhatsApp group. He will already be in there laughing his head off as well. Kevin's asking if Sophia is Swedish. That's a good shout. It does look like a very Swedish name, Sophia. Let us know in the comments if you are. And obviously what you think about Alexander Isak. I'm pretty sure he is the main man for your country as well. Got John in the comments saying, what the fuck was Pope doing for the goal? Trips delivery are getting worse every game. Yeah. I said this about the potential sign of Maddison. Someone like Maddison or even Ward-Prowse has been mentioned. It would give us another outlet for delivery. I think Trips' delivery has been a little bit patchy. I love him as a player, though. I think defensively as well, he's a very good player. So he brings a lot to the side. But, that goal, it's just one of them scrappy goals. But in games like this, we're so dominant anyway. It doesn't matter. But, when we're playing against people like Arsenal and Chelsea, we can't make mistakes, and that one might not get back into the game, mate, as well. But, hey, we're 1-4-1, John, so let's not get too worried about it. 20 with 10 assists. I think sensible man. Is that Trippier, mate? I can't remember what that is there. Air raid for the goal. Yes, they should do air raid for the goal. Yeah, they should have just played that every time they conceded. That would have been hilarious, that. But I'm pretty sure that their guy would have got sacked for doing that as well. Sophia is saying that she's half Swedish. Oh, fantastic. Good stuff. Great country, Sweden. Why? How could it not be a great country? That's where Alexander Isak's from. Absolutely been. What we've got other ones here? Comments. I'm just looking through here, guys, to see where we are. David Edgar. I don't know if that's David Edgar who used to play for Newcastle. I hope it is. If it is, mate, come on the channel. Bin Dim and Twats. That's all they are. Sure, I find it really hard to stick up for them. Some of the shit we were getting on the comments as well. The exception of Rich there, who's just been in before. There is some good Everton fans. We've got knackers in our fan base as well, to be fair. Sadly, their knackers are very vocal on social media. Another comment as well from Rocket 2. Oh, yeah, Southampton Sunday. We could put another nail in the demolition. Do you know what? I'm just thinking there, Rock, as well. We've got 6-1 against Spurs, 4-1 the night. We could easily batter Southampton 5 or 6 if we go at them like that. And the holes that they have at the back as well, and the way they're playing, we could smash them again. I mean, we could be sitting there with 15 goals in 3 games, man, towards the end of the season, going for Champions League. I mean, that is absolutely breathtaking. It really, really is. Do I think we're getting Maddison Rocker soon? I think we might do. I can't see him going to Spurs at this rate. I think he wanted to come in the summer. The one there for Maddison. Yeah, Maddison to the tune, praying there, Peter. I think he wanted to come anyway. I think in the World Cup, I think there was a lot of little shithousery going on in the England videos. You could see there was something there. He was always with Wilson and Trips and guys like that as well, and Pope. So I do think he's interested in the project. And even just watching him against Leeds, as poor as Leicester were, you saw that quality that he brings, that little slip through ball for Vardy and the goal. You think, if that's got Alexander Isak or something, that could be a goal every time. So I'd love Maddison. And I think you get him for about 40 million quid, because his contract's running down. But again, people are asking where would he fit in that midfield. I think you would try to find a space for him, because he's that good. You put Maddison in a team like that, wow, we'd be cooking on gas. Absolutely. Kevin's saying that he was fearing it was going to be a horror tonight. Do you know what? I think a little amount of us were as well. Kevin, I started to have some doubts as well, to be honest with you, mate. But he was actually worried about two players getting whacked and the result himself. I thought that might happen. Sima, who's part of our squad, she was worried that Isak was going to get his leg broken. That's how serious she took it. To which point I replied, fucking hell, steady on. And maybe that's why Eddie didn't start Isak. But, I mean, looking at it, they couldn't catch him for love nor money anyway. They couldn't snap his leg at the try. Sensible saying we scored more goals than there were skip rats in the stadium in 80 minutes. I mean, that was abysmal, that really. There was a kid who tagged us on Twitter. I think we blocked him just because he was just being a knob. But I think he said something about, he tried to make a comment that Newcastle fans didn't hang around when they beat us at Goodison. He showed us an empty picture. Yeah, maybe look at that one, mate. Look at your own back door or your own back garden. Trolls are saying Diaby, Maddison, Grimaldo and Alvarez from Ajax. Some shopping list, that, mate. We would be absolutely bouncing. Marcus confirmed that Spurs and Man U have finished 2-2. That's a mint result for us, Mark. Great shout. And Grimaldo as well, left back. Trolls, absolutely, mate. Really, really good, mate. Really, really good. Got here, sorry. So I'm just looking at the comments here. They're all flying in, guys. You're all flying in here. We've got another one here from Peter. Yeah, Champions League, man. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Got one there from the Town Boy. Longstaff is back to being a 50 million crown player. Do you know what, mate? I can't disagree with that. I mean, how much would Joe Willock be worth as well, Town? I mean, Jesus, Joe Willock has been unbelievable, man. What a player. What a player. What we've got here, we've got Red here. Well done, Newcastle. Absolutely has to be it. Is that meant to be new here? If it is, subscribe, mate, or whoever you are, subscribe. Click the button. We'd love to have you on board. We've got loads of room for you here and evermore. Another comment there from Andrew Bryan. Everton having fireworks before the game is embarrassing. Yeah, they had fireworks before the game, Andrew, and we had fireworks in the game, where they should really be as well, including thunder rockets in the top corner from Callum Wilson. Have some of that. Get up, you bastards. Another comment there from Maggot. Isak, great dribble. Bruno slow tonight, he said. Wilson worked hard. Almiron isn't a footballer. A bit harsh on Almiron, I think, Mag. I think he's still struggling with the injury. Bruno is definitely struggling with an injury, but he's so integral to us. We can't drop him. He makes us tick. He really does. Even when he's not fully fit, he's still class. So I think we've got to kind of persevere with it until the summer, really, and just see if we can get a little bit of surgery in there and get him sorted. Sean say one more win against Southampton, maybe we could rotate a little, give Bruno a game off. I think you're right there, Sean. If we batter Southampton, Bruno can maybe have a rest against. Is it Arsenal after that, or is it Leeds after that? I'm trying to remember the fixture list there. Someone let me know in the comments. I reach my phone if it's all the way over there and try and figure out where we are. Trolls is saying he thought Botman was man of the match for him as well. Like I said, I love the way Botman, learned and evolved in the game. He was really good after that initial rattle by Calvert-Lewin. And yeah, George says Wilson was man of the match for him as well. Comment from John. Joe Linton has made the left wing his to lose. Where does that leave Maxi? Well, the Maxi one's an interesting one, John, because there's always a bit of needle with Maxi. Quality player on his day, but he doesn't have enough days. Made of glass, too many injuries. I don't think he's part of Howe's plans. I do like him as a player when he's on song. I don't think there's anybody else like him in the league. Mark says that all the time, and there's not. But he's just very rarely on song, mate, unfortunately. And we can't afford to wait for a player to be fit and stay fit at this minute in time where we're going as a club, especially with Champions League football and more demands on the squad. We can't have Maxi playing, I don't know, against Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League, getting man of the match and setting up 3 goals and scoring himself, and then, pulling his cheese hamstring and being out for 7 weeks after that. Just can't do it, mate. So, yeah, I fear he may be a high-profile casualty, I think, come the summer, but we'll see what happens. We've got KSA man, Isak, wow, assist of the year. I still like the Willock one, mate, against Spurs. That's still a ball of the season for me. But yeah, that one came very, very close. He's definitely going to, if Soccer AM was still alive, he'd be on the showboat, wouldn't he? I think the old skill reel. Yeah, Kevin saying 2-2 is a good deal for us. Forest beating Brighton yesterday. That massively helped us, mate. Great shout as well. Slightly concerned about Liverpool creeping up, though. I don't think Liverpool will allow us, does, mate. I don't think they will. I think we've got enough in the tank there. I think we beat Southampton at the weekend. I can't see us losing to Leeds. I can't see us losing to Leicester. Arsenal and Chelsea may be a bit tricky. Brighton could be a draw, but I don't see us losing more games. I think the way we're playing, long as there's no injuries, I think we'll carry on. You're right, Mark Wilson was brilliant, and good shout, Peter. Keep me right there. Everybody smash the like button. That's great if you can, guys. It really helps the channel grow. Drop a little like on for us there. We'll really appreciate that. Another comment there from Kev. He says Wilson was man of the match for him as well, and Mag agrees with me. Wilson hold up and battling was great. I think that's why he was chosen, mate, just because of that strength that he's got. He's class at that, Wilson, though, isn't he, as well? Colin said Isak was what's that? Isak was like a greased cognac absolute class in his first 15 minutes. I don't even know what that means, mate, but it sounds good. Absolutely class. I've got another comment there from Lee saying Everton will be playing status quo down in the grounds. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Carl had a great picture. I haven't even got that one up there as well. But you've got to feel sorry for Everton, though, right? A little bit. Just bear with us, right? Because they're coming up against an electric side, one of the best sides in the league. With two of the most informed forwards in the league, and they didn't even have their best defender from last season, guys. So you got to feel a bit sorry for them. Had this weapon had played, maybe we would have kept a clean sheet tonight, possibly, or one or two shots could have hit off them and bounced off the post, possibly, than they're flying in the top corner. But thank fuck them lot weren't there. That would have been even more of a farce, wouldn't it, as well? Absolutely. A few more comments coming in there. You're flying in, guys, with the comments. I'm doing my best to keep them up there. George is saying Southampton are doomed and Everton are doomed. Absolutely. And I'm glad that we're not anywhere near that, to be honest with you. And we've got a comment there from Inspector Hector. Love that name, mate. That's top draw. VAR for Longstaff pen, and the ref was shocking again. Absolutely, mate. I thought the ref was awful. And I really hope Eddie Howe says something about that. And you're right, trolls. Southampton will be shitting their pants, I think, for Sunday. I wouldn't want to be playing against that Newcastle United at all, because they could just tear anybody apart. How good is that for us to tear anybody apart? I think that's absolutely amazing. I really do. Just flying down the comments here. Tiffany is saying, I'm surprised Owen's been a decent pundit for this game. I think he's trying to get back in with us, isn't he, Lee? Because he knows we're going to get in the Champions League, and he does the Champions League football. So he's probably hoping he gets more games, because he go, I used to play for Newcastle. Did you, Michael? Yeah, when you could be asked when you weren't playing for England. Shithouse. We've got another comment there from David. I agree with that, mate. Yeah, the ref could have caused a serious injury, mate. 100%. And Troz said he hopes Longstaff is okay. I think he will be, Troz, because he's quite a tough little bastard, as shown, isn't he? He gets a lot of whacks, gets himself up and just kind of carries on as well. Tim's saying he wouldn't mind James Ward-Prowse for set pieces. I think James Ward-Prowse's work rate is great as well, Timmy. He really puts the graft in. Very like Longstaff, covers a lot of ground. I think it'd be a good shout. Alan's saying that Leicester play Everton next, and if they get beat there, they're in massive trouble with the next home game against City. Ooh, I tell you what, I think Everton might as well start planning for the Championship, and boo-hoo. Good riddance to bad rubbish, I think, in the Premier League, sitting the way their fan base has been going on. Fuck them. Another comment there from Mark saying Goodison emptied quicker than a stadium. I like, that is a diss. Mark's the one picking fights for fans, not me. I'm just the guy on the camera. He's just doing it behind the scenes. You shithouse. Another comment there from Town Boy saying he likes Alcaraz. Alcaraz, from South from Ajax, and Salazar from Southampton. He's a decent player, Salazar. I think he'd do a good job for us, to be honest with you. Gallagher Brown's in the house. How you doing, Gallagher Brown? He's saying there's 4 fans left to boo Gordon when he comes on. Probably the lads he went to school with, probably Gallagher. Absolutely class. Takoida said, what slippers does Isak wear, please? Is that like speed slippers that Peter Kay used to say you'd be able to run that really quickly? Honestly, Alexander Isak, we're starting to run out of superlatives from him, and just what a player. At least say there could be another sack in Feven. I don't think it'll be that bad, mate. I really don't. I think Dyche is all right, to be fair. I've got the SN Tricks. What's my opinion on Isak's amazing run? I'm maybe just picking this up later, mate. World class. Just the kid is just immense, arrogant, cocky, but amazing and brilliant. I'm so glad he plays for us. He reminds me of a young Henry. He really does. I know it's a bit hyperbolic, but he's got that same kind of cockiness and speed about him as well. Just absolutely amazing. It really, really is. We've got a couple of comments coming in here. There's this one here from Hello Darkness, my old friend. I love the picture. After all the pain we've suffered, I still think before every game it's going to be tough. Starting to change that now after all these spankings we had dished now. That's exactly what it is, mate, as well. I've got a good mate of mine, Steve, who still every game is worried that we're going to get beat. Lee Forster in our crew is exactly the same. Every game he's worried and shitting it. And every game he's worried and shitting it. And every game we generally we generally turn up and play really well. So yeah, it's we're going to have to get into that mentality soon of being that fan base. That I mean, the City fans probably took ages to get there as well. To be fair, SN Trick saying Southampton score prediction. Oh, do you know what it is? We'll do that in a preview, mate. But the way we're playing now, I think it could be 4-0 quite easily, mate. Another hiding from somebody, and yet Big Joe was outstanding as well. Lee, just moving on into the comments there. I think Peter's saying 10-0 against Southampton. I don't know if I put a button for that one, mate. We've got NUFC 1892. The footwork by Isaac is incredible. Absolutely. Another comment there from Townboy. We should buy Declan Rice and his German cousin Muller, who is good at corners. We need someone who's good at corners, mate. That's a great joke, though. I love that. It's like that shit Paqueta Rice thing that there was that Kelly Cates kept going on about. She must have said it about 4 times on Sky. It was pure partridge TV, wasn't it? You were just thinking, oh my God. Just looking down the list there, Lee thinks we will finish 4th, 2-2. Yeah, I don't see why not. 4th or 3rd. You know, I think between us and Man United, it's going to dance around really between the two. Yeah, and the Clon lad's the same as me on revibes from Isaac as well, because he's just fucking class, isn't he, to be fair? Absolutely class. What is this comment there from Stuart Hall? This score of goals carry on is a total time wasted. Welcome to the dark side. I know we're so horrible, aren't we? The dark arts of football. 10 goals in 2 games. If you haven't seen me slag off Mark Lawrence and it's on the channel, go check it out, guys. That's what that prick said about us as well. What an absolute tit end he really is. I don't know about that dirty dozen there. I'm not too sure. I don't know if I should read that one out. We've got Randall Nichols saying, remember how our goals dried up for a spell? They're flooding in now, aren't they? They really are. At one point, we were quite worried about the goals, weren't we? But, I mean, you look at that now. It just takes time for, I think, Isaac to get himself fit. You know, I think Wilson needed that little break in Dubai. Seems to have come back sharper than ever after the World Cup. I think the World Cup burnt Wilson out, to be fair, which was a real shame for him. But he's come back. He looks so sharp now, and he looks like he wants that spot. He wants that starting berth. He's been talking about it this week. Just a point on Callum Wilson as well. Actually, if anybody didn't see it, absolutely class. He went and helped out at the Newcastle food bank, and he was talking about when he was a young lad and his single mother was struggling to feed the family, and they had to rely on food banks to feed them. So just to get a bit real for a second, that was really good of Callum Wilson to go and help out there as well, and just a really important message, I think, you know, for people to remember that there's people less fortunate than you, and just fair play to you, Callum Wilson. Not only are you a men footballer, but you're a good bloke as well, mate. So absolutely class. I'm just looking again at some of these comments. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Isaac is a bit like Barry Allen, the Flash, Mark. Great shout, great shout. I think he might actually be a bit quicker, to be fair. We should get them to have a foot race together. Going through there. Hyperwadi, I think I heard that wrong. What did I say? Did I say hyperbole? It's been a long day, as PK would say, Sophia. Maybe I can't get my teeth right. Must be my new bald haircut. It's throwing me off. The lights bouncing off my forehead. That must be what it is. A few other comments there. Just getting through. Got loads of comments in here, guys. Absolutely class. Get in there, Gibbo. Yeah, it's up to you, mate. Isaac is sexy. He is, mate. What a player. And just, yeah, that is classly. We are fucking, mate. We could maybe use that one. I can't say we are fucking class. There's another podcast that uses that one, mate. But absolutely class. Another comment there from the Clon lad. If Pickford had longer arms, he would have saved Wilson's second goal. Do you know what the daft thing is? He would have as well, mate. People won't talk about that. But I don't think Nick Pope gets beat by that. I think Nick Pope gets a hand to that, mate. I generally do. Gallagher's saying Eddie Howe is probably already having a tea and a biscuit watching footage of Southampton on the bus on the way back to Newcastle. That's why we love him, mate. That's why we love him, because he's absolutely mint. Mark is saying he wouldn't even swap Isaac for Haaland or any other striker right now. He's absolutely everything, and he's still a bear. That's a great shout, mate. I mean, like we say, with a full season ahead of him, and, you know, no injuries pre-season. Wow, do you know what I mean? You'd just be absolutely class, you know. And you maybe run Haaland close for top goal scorer, mate. Maybe Kane will fuck off the PSG. Who knows? We've got here George saying secret plan to induce hernia in opposition goalkeepers from bending over so much, picking the ball out. That is pure dark arts. That's like Voldemort shit, George. I love that, mate. Absolutely class. We've got another comment there from Sydney. Say what you see. Love this channel. Class. Thank you very much, Sydney. Yeah, smash subscribe if you haven't already. Come and join us. Absolutely love it. What we got here? So Vincent is saying, did Everton flatter us, or were we just that good? I missed most of the game, but I did manage to catch Willock's volley. We need to put more respect on his name. Big Joe running the show again. I don't think they did flatter us. I think they tried to come out and make it a real tough atmosphere for us to play in, and a really kind of raucous, tough game. But it was great game management. Newcastle never used to be able to manage games, and we can manage games now. So not only have we got the quality when we need the quality, like Isak, like Joe Linton, like Willock, like Bruno, and Wilson as well. We can actually manage games. So when people want to get dirty and get scabby like that in a game, we can sit back and we can absorb that pressure. We can just take that shit, and then we can push on and add our quality into the game. So again, it's just great game management, I think, from Eddie Howe and Tyndall and the rest of the team as well. So long may this continue for Newcastle United, because if we can play like that, it's great for the Champions League as well, because you'll come against teams like that. You'll come against teams that come at you with pure quality and pace and skill. You also have teams that come at you and try and be shit houses. And if you can manage both sides of it, I think you're in great nick, going forward into a Champions League campaign. Randall saying, as Murphy says, we are juicy. All the juice in the world, mate. All the juice in the world. We are absolutely the juiciest, mate. The juiciest. Love it. At least says we just smashed Everton's back doors in. I find it hard to feel sorry for them, because they've been so vile on social media to people. Like I say, threatening a knife a kid for getting the train down in Newcastle and promote his channel. I mean, have a word with yourself, man, honestly. Yeah, Ken's late to the party. Good to see you, Ken. Hello to you too, mate. Great to see you. Yeah, Eddie Howe would love to batter Southampton, Kev, because of the Bournemouth tie. Yeah, Vincent's just saying that he saw Pickford pushing Longstaff over. I'm so glad we smashed 4 past him today. Yeah, absolute bullshit, that, mate. It really was. I'd have given a yellow card for that as the ref. The ref was so weak. We had Keith Hackett on a few weeks ago there, and he was very scathing on Premier League referees and saying how lack of characters. That was a real lack of character from that ref tonight. He was an absolute wet noodle. He was scared to make any decision in that game at all. It's just the players managed that game, I think, better than he did. Yeah, Maggot's saying the media were obsessed with Everton. Were bad, not giving us any credit. I didn't even watch him. I turned off and jumped straight in this, and I'm really glad that I did, because I just couldn't be asked to listen to that absolute bollocks. We've got a comment there for Evermore. Am I going to have a rant tomorrow? I enjoy your rants. So thank you so much, mate. Everyone seems to enjoy the rants. There will be some rants coming back soon, absolutely, including some pearlers on the See You Next Tuesday list. Many people have asked if Steve Bruce will be on the list soon, and I can neither confirm nor deny that. But if he is on, that will be an epic rant. So make sure you tune in for that one, because I hate that man with every ounce of my being. The Baron of Bacon will get it royal off me if he's on that list. Gibbo is saying there, it's another night of not breathing for me. I do this for a living, mate, so generally I'm all right. I think I'll be all right until I pass out. If I pass out, just smash in the comments. Mark might come on and check on me and make sure I'm okay. Imagine when Isak lets his hair down, a bit like Haaland. I don't know if he can, mate. He seems to have a really cool fade, doesn't he, in all fairness? What a time to be alive, says Bobby. Absolutely. It is, mate. It's absolutely brilliant. Great shout, Gibbo. Will Aquino for England. I've said that as well, mate. I think he cannot be ignored by Southgate any longer. He's absolutely class. Ash is in the comments. You missed everything, Ash. Go back and watch it from the start. What you like, mate? Do you have a little nap? Or do you not find the light switch? He loves living in the dark, does Ash. He's like Bane, as I said there. Isak likes to run in like Tino Asprilla. I just think he's better than Tino Asprilla, to be honest. Do you know who he reminds me of in terms of a Newcastle shirt? Remember when we had Loic Remy for a bit on loan, and he was just mint. He was able to put pace on and just bury people. Fortunately, it all ended a bit shit with Loic Remy, but Isak's probably the quickest, most dynamic player I think we've had up front since Loic Remy. I know Gale was mint in the Championship and stuff like that, but yeah, I mean, Remy was brilliant when he was here for a short spell. I was gutted that he didn't come and sign permanently like many other, so it is what it is. Yeah, Gibbo saying 187 watching 64 legs. You know what to do. Thanks, Gibbo. Appreciate that, mate. Top man. Willock has to be legit England call-up, Chris. Yeah, I just said that, mate. I totally agree. Yeah, for me, Willock's got to get in the England squad. I don't think there's a player like him at the minute in terms of what he offers. He's able to play in midfield. He's able to put out wide. In those wide positions, he's got that pace. He's got that ability to find the ball as well. You saw that goal against Spurs, that assist, the cross tonight. He's just a fantastic player. And he's getting better and better as well as every game goes by. And he's only a young lad. He's 23 or something. You tell me if Mason Mount or Gallagher is offering more than him right now, and the answer is no. And if Southgate picks him ahead of him, he's a fucking idiot. His waistcoat's on too tight. Ash is saying they'll get the bacon on. Sizzle, yeah. You wait for that one, Ash. You'll be enjoying that, mate. There'll be many swears in that one, I must admit. So don't watch that around your young children. So what else we got here? A couple of comments. We'll finish up with a couple of comment section. Nearly been on an hour. Carl C saying he loves the way Everton seem to want it more than us in the first half, but steady Eddie had a word. The second half, what a performance! Amazing goals, and Isaac is unbelievable. Again, it's just great team management and game management by Eddie Howe. I don't think he had that at Bournemouth. I think he was a bit too gung-ho. He left himself open a lot defensively and he got caught out, but he's learned and he's developed as a manager. And he's just a much better manager now. And we're enjoying the benefits of that, really, so long may it continue. I think Howe will continue to improve and continue to evolve. All of these shithouses in the media keep seeming to want to line up Jose or Ancelotti or Conte for his job. But I think Eddie Howe will get better as these players are getting better, as the years progress, and what a manager he could turn into be. And Carl said on Evermore this week, he gets 13 more points. Actually, he only needs 10 more points after 3 tonight. 10 more points in our remaining games. And Eddie Howe is officially the most successful English Premier League manager ever. I mean, let that sink in. What a manager he is, man. Absolutely class. Chris is saying that Remy didn't have the close control. He didn't. He was able to knock it and catch it, wasn't he, with his pace? But he was a lethal finisher, though, man. You got to say that, Chris. He was lethal when he was there. As Gallagher saying that he's never seen a player able to play 9-10 left wing that well. He's immense. Obviously referring to Joe Willock. Maybe Joe Willock or was that Isaac, mate? Let me know. But either or, both of them were absolutely class. Absolutely class. I've got a little comment there from my uncle all the way from Canada. Give him some love in the comments, Jerry. Great podcast. He has no bias. Well, I think you're a Liverpool fan, Jerry, aren't you? So he has no bias in that regard. But great to have you in the comments, mate. Great having the comments. I've got another comment there from Ashington. Would it be mint if Shaw's goal went in? Yeah, I mean, how long do you get to wait to call an offside? I'm still not sure about that one, because by the time the ball had dropped to Shaw, Byrne was well onside, I thought, at that particular time. But I just think the refs were trying to just let Everton off without getting absolutely pumped, to be honest with you. But another word as well for another shithouse, Jolie and Lescott. I mean, the crap he was talking before the game, it sounded like he had a tenner on Everton to beat us. You know what I mean? I mean, PT is so poor, man. When Amazon have football, that's so much better, man. Just stop giving games to BT. I really hope they lose the games going forward, because they're just awful. They've got a couple of all right pundits, and I like Joe Cole, I like Peter Crouch. Obviously, Lindsay's a Geordie, so she's good. Shay Gibbons on there sometimes, he's great. But generally, I mean, they're just got a rancid collection of commentators and pundits, really. And Rio Ferdinand, don't get me started on that idiot. What else we got here in the comments? Here we go. What's this one here? You think more Everton fans would have stayed to the end, considering they can't have many Premier League? That's brilliant, mate. Oh, it's cold. I like it. It's cold. But very good. Very good. George is saying that's one hell of a start. Yeah, Carl pulled that one out before, and then I think I seen somebody on Twitter was talking about it as well. But I think he'll get it. I think he'll achieve it. Eddie Howe deserves all the plaudits and more that he gets at the end of the season. We've got Stephen Missy in the comments. I'm so glad when Gordon came in. All the booms, absolutely brilliant. Gordon did not disappoint. No, I thought he was great. He looked so intense, didn't he, staring on the sideline, just watching the game. And then it was good for Howe to bring him on, because I think it shows that he trusts him in that moment, because he could have lost his head a bit. I think it helped that we're absolutely dominant in the game as well, to be fair. But it's good to see that he got that monkey off his back in terms of coming on against Everton, because I don't think he'd be playing them next season. So sad to say, Everton. I think the only chance you'll get to play against Anthony Gordon is if he draws in the cup, possibly, mate. Also got a comment from Maggot saying Byrne knocked the ball on. He was well offside in the first place. Fair enough then, mate. If he was involved in the play, I thought he wasn't involved in the header back there. Yeah, Lescott was. Lescott was good for a time, but I think Everton and City was good. He went to Villa, and one of my good mates is a Villa fan, and he was dreadful at Villa. I think he spent more time showing his cars off than actually showing any defensive capabilities on the pitch. Ashington as well saying they'll always find a way to discredit Eddie, even if he manages to get the best points of any English Premier League manager. I mean, there is some growing respect and love for Eddie in the media. I think there has to be, because of just what a job he's done. Yeah, but I think there's always going to be knockers. But City had this, if you remember, right back at the start, Ashington, that and over the years it changed and changed and changed. And obviously when Pep came, because they're all madly in love with Pep, they wouldn't dare slag off Pep Guardiola. So now they think the sun shines out of City's arse, don't they? We'll get there one day, mate. We'll get there as well. Yeah, and I must admit, this I'll finish on this one, because I do agree with this. I think it's madness that people even consider Ten Hag as manager of the season. I agree with that. I don't think Ten Hag should be manager of the season. I think he's done a really good job at Manchester United. I am not gonna knock him for that at all, even though he looks like a worm with a goatee and he's a moany-faced twat. But he's done a good job. But I don't think he's done as good of a job as Eddie Howe. To take a team from relegation fodder to top four, which is what we're looking like we're going to be. Yes, he spent 200 million quid, but Man U spent, what did they spend, 600 million or something like that, 500 million? Chelsea spent 600 million, they're 14th. So it's not all about spending money. Look what he's done with the players that he's coached, and what he's done with that club, that city, that fan base. He's united everybody, Eddie Howe, and he's a class act. So in my opinion, I think Eddie Howe has got to be manager of the season unless Arteta wins the league, which I don't think he will now. So I think Eddie Howe should definitely be manager of the season, in my opinion. We'll go there. Coming from Gallagher, what did I call him? Eric 10 Earthworm. I can't remember what I called him. I think I just called him a worm with a goatee. I think it was. A couple more comments before I sign off. So we've got Billy Woodward saying, poor old Pickford. I feel sorry for him letting 4 goals in. I hear Tottenham are looking for a keeper. Nah, instead of letting 6 goals past them, maybe Pickford can keep it down to 4. Absolutely. I do think if Everton go down, or when they go down, I think that Pickford will go. I think he will. I don't know what's going to happen with David De Gea at Manchester United. He could end up there. I mean, Pickford has his moments. He's a decent shot stopper when he wants to be. But he's just his rash head, especially against Newcastle. He cannot keep his head at all. What's happening with Chelsea, Kevin? They're on fire, and I love it. Pass me the marshmallows, mate. Hate that club. They're a shit house of a club. Possibly hate them as much as I hate Everton, or maybe even more. Mark's just saying thanks to everybody who's watching, liked and subbed. Yeah, great respect that. Yeah, I second that, Mark. Echo that. Thank you, everybody who's been watching tonight. Everybody live who's commented as well. It really helps the episode flow. That's me pretty much done, guys. I've been going on over an hour, and I think as Gibbo said there, I need to breathe. So just a gentle reminder, if you are new to the channel tonight and you just checked us out for the first time, smash that subscribe button. We'd love you to come and join us. We're over 3,040 subscribers now, so we're growing really quick. Loads of great positive comments from you guys. We've got a great little community here at Evermore. Always room for anybody in the comments, whether you support Newcastle or not. And we always like to engage with you, as you've seen there before. So we'll be back, I'm pretty sure, with a preview for the Southampton game. And then we'll be back again with another match review, hopefully after another 4-0 demolition of another team the weekend. But until then, guys, this is Chris signing off. Let's keep supporting that team. We're Core United. Have a great evening, everybody. And we'll catch you later. Cheers now. Bye.